What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our NBA show. To check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Let's get paid in full. Start the weekend right. Get that cash. We move on to our final spot on this card for us. Boston Celtics 11-9, 6-6 on the road at the LA Clippers 17-6, 8-2 at home. The Clippers open up as 5-point favorites, and that surprises me. That surprises me. That's not a big number, and I expect that number to grow. One book has added a hook on it. Staples Center, Los Angeles, California. Celtics have lost 3 of 4. They're coming off a 116-111 loss at Sacramento. Tatum went 27 points, 10 assists, 9 boards, 1 board off of his first career triple-double. Jaylen Brown went for 21. He's questionable to play on Friday with left knee soreness. And this is a kid that, you want to get ahead of this. A young kid that's your, cornerstone. You want to get ahead of this. I'm not saying that because I'm going to move on the Clippers full game. Marcus Smart has missed the last 2 games and will be a few more weeks. Grade 1 left calf strain. And we know how important he is to this team. Clippers bounced back from their 121-99 loss at Brooklyn with a 121-99 win at Cleveland on Wednesday. I don't like backing teams that are rolling on their first game back at home. And I think that's why the number is where it's at. Paul George went for 36 points. He had 8 of 9 from 3. Double the threes that the opposition, the Cavaliers, hit on him. Beverly out with a knee injury. And if I get talked off of the Clippers here in their first game at home, but because this is a really shady number, they clearly want Clippers action here. And maybe the more I talk about it and look at that 5, maybe I get off it, especially after Wham breaks it down. But what I won't get off is Reggie Jackson. Looked like he was resurrecting his career. Then he throws a goose egg in 23 minutes against the Cavs. They didn't need him to score, and he didn't score. He still had boards and assists. But I think that he gets back. I think he scores. I'm very interested to see what his point prop is, because I think he gets right here after a donut. Let me see if I can just pull it up very quickly before I hand it over to Wham. And we do have FanDuel offering it up. So
nice.
Oh, no, they don't. They have not added. Damn. They've not
It's
added.
interesting that you brought him up, though, man. That's funny that you brought him up.
Well, take it away. Your spot. I know you've been looking at this game closely. Celtics Clippers.
So I look at this game, and these guys kind of have similar issues. I believe that they both have guard issues. Which guard issues are going to show out and stand out in this, be detrimental to the team on Friday night? I believe that it's going to be the Boston Celtics, though. They do have Kemba coming back. Kemba been selling, though, man. I seen Kemba do some suspect stuff against the Sacramento Kings before. I seen them do some suspect stuff several different moments in this year. So him coming back is not something I'm scared of. Jaylen Brown having these soreness is very questionable, and the reason why it's listed questionable, but it is questionable in my opinion because it's a late addition to the injury report. And that type of late addition, it seems like it may be something that's aggravating, in my opinion, rather than something that I was already aware of. So I think it may be something that is serious. Like you say, you may want to get ahead of it, but I'm not going to say he's going to be out in this spot. I do like the Clippers, though. I do like the Clippers -5. I think the Clippers getting that bad taste out their mouth, losing that game against the Nets. It was really much a good back and forth game, but it seems like they have been some sort of disrespect thrown the Clippers' way with Jared Dudley, the Paul George only getting 1 free throw attempt the other game. I mean, you're getting all these different things throwing at these guys. It's only so much Pandemic P could take. So I believe that Pandemic P will come out. They won 11 of the last 13 games. They won, as far as the last games in this matchup, they won 7 of the last 8 games against the Boston Celtics. The Celtics only won 1 of the last 5 meetings with this toenail Clipper team. Now, I still think that the Clippers have a point guard issue, but Reggie Jackson is better than Jeff Teague. I could guarantee you that. Defensive rotation wise, based off of what he does on pick and roll, I can guarantee you Jeff Teague is nowhere to be found. He doesn't seem like he cares too much because he has probably the biggest check out of everybody in the locker room. So that's good enough for him. and I believe that's where we lean at in that scenario. And if you have Brad Stevens putting Tatum at the one, that has to be some sort of like you don't really trust this guy. You just got COVID issues, and you're throwing him out there. So I think that that's the issue with the Boston Celtics, and even with Kemba coming back, defensively, they're not going to be able to do anything with the Clippers. I don't believe so. I'm going to go ahead and just say that the Clippers come out here and roll. I believe them in the first half, but I'm not going to take them just because I believe I've seen some suspect numbers for the first half. One of the things that I did want to identify though is that the total does seem like it may be on the underside. Both of these teams can play half court games. As far as their pace, I believe the Clippers still have that high tempo pace, but as far as their last first half, last 10 in the first half, it's been under 7 of the last 10 times. For the Celtics team in the first half, 8 of the last 11 in the first half. Oh, I'm sorry, 12 in the last first half. So and that's a combined total of 106 for the Celtics, a combined total for 110. So the Clippers at 110, I think that may be something close. But if this total gets bet up, I believe it may be some value on the first half total. But for the most part, I'm going to go ahead and take this Clippers here just because I believe that the Clippers, just based off of what they've been doing on the 3-point percentage wise, and along with what they've been doing inside and holding opponents to the paint, and along with having a better assist to turnover ratio, it just seems like they're just at a better spot here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Clippers. I think they're going to be a lot more efficient. And Paul George is just only so much he could take, man. And I'm going to go ahead and back him. Along with I like your point though with Reggie Jackson though, because Luke Kennard and these guys, they got to have somebody else. And if you get Morris out, Reggie Jackson should step up.
So first off, I can't get you the 5. It's gone on these licensed books. 2 of the books have taken it off the board at this point. So there's a 5.5 available at BetMGM, but that's a minus 115. There's a 6 at FanDuel, and that 6 is at the 6 is at minus 110. Would you like 5.5 minus 115 or minus 6 at minus 110?
That's interesting. That's very interesting. I definitely want to take the 5.5 just to get the just to have a point there. But it is something that it make me kind of want to wait a little bit, because if he is announced in, I still like the Clippers, and we're going to get a better number. But I'm going to say I think him getting that late addition to the injury report, that kind of gives me an indication that he's going to probably be out. Honestly, I mean, this is one of the I believe this is the third game for the Boston Celtics West Coast trip, if I'm not mistaken. So they could be making some sort of chemistry experiment type things going on with their lineup, because a lot of these coaches are doing that right now in the NBA. So I'm gonna just be safe. I don't want to wake up and see a 6.5. So I'll take the 5.5, bro.
Well, this is very suspect, this number.
It is though.
The Clippers are 8-2 at home, 17-6 on the year, going up against a team that's 500 on the road and on 2 games over 500 overall, and it's 5.5 or 5. I mean, they're going to take. It's going to be all Clippers money, and we know that the NBA plays tricks on you. That's what we know about the NBA. I have a healthy fear of the NBA. So that scares the shit out of me. Now, with Paul George, you can get 23.5 at FanDuel. It's juiced to the under. Does that interest you? Minus 106?
I do like Paul George in this spot, man. I'm going to just go ahead and take the 5.5 though. I think
Just
the
that.
5.5. I think the 5.5 is going to give me a little bit more safe riddance, just because I think they could easily blow these guys out, and I don't want to fall out. I've bet some props lately, and I've been on the blowout side of things, man. And that kind of hurts you, especially when these key guys like Paul George that you want to keep later on the line, injuries and stuff like that. I just keep it at the 5.5.
All right. So no Paul George prop yet. If you want to add him,
Yes.
just let me know tomorrow.